Have you noticed how good gas prices have been lately? Well, there's a reason for that, in part because of Saudi Arabia. That's right, the Saudis may have placed a bad bet hedging against the U.S. shale revolution. In an article published in The Telegraph, it insinuates that Saudi Arabia may go broke as the U.S. becomes oil independent. Now, the Saudis dumped a major amount of oil into the market, Nick. They hedged these bets, trying to weed out their competition in Mexico and Russia. They successfully did that, but now they've locked in this price per barrel of $62, which they have to honor until 2020. Meanwhile, the U.S. is becoming increasingly energy dependent with the shale revolution that's happening. Right. And it looks like, you know, they might go broke. They keep this up.
I think that article may be a little bit biased, right? And
it's
quick
totally
to assume,
biased.
yeah,
it's very pro-shale. You're absolutely right.
But at the same time, though, they do have a point. And you are right. The Saudis did hedge their bets on flooding the market with a lot of oil. And a lot of people saying that that did work. But what they didn't bet on is how popular shale would become here in the U.S. Shale is very cheap to do. It's not high cost at all, so it's become very popular in the U.S. And I don't think that they were expecting that or putting their bets on that.
Right.
So it kind of backfired.
It did totally backfire. Now, we need to point out shale results from fracking. Fracking is a really heinous issue going on. You know, fracking in communities, it destroys water, people, their water. It tastes like gasoline or something's burning. You know, it really does a lot of really crappy things to the environment and the ground. But it's really a catch-22. If we want to become less independent on foreign oil and give money to people like Saudi Arabia, we have to become energy dependent. A lot of people say that consumption should go down, not shale production going up.
And that's that's exactly the point I wanted to make. That is so true. And we shouldn't have to, you know, kind of make that distinction. We shouldn't have to say, oh, are we going to have a good economy? Oh, are we going to save the planet? It shouldn't be about those two things.
Right. Well, the Saudis actually, the Saudi Central Bank, their stability report, they had this to say: it's becoming apparent that non-OPEC producers are not as responsive to the low oil prices as has been thought, at least in the short run. So they're acknowledging the fact that they placed a bad bet here and they might be paying for it for a long time. I don't see the Saudis going bankrupt, but you never hear of an article where Saudi Arabia is in money trouble. I mean, I haven't read an article like that in a long time.
Yeah, and they're saying it's going to happen soon. They're like in the next few years, or 2020, you know, it's all going to go to shit. But I don't believe that. I really don't. I think they're saying the worst case scenario for the Saudis, right? And what now? So now the U.S. is saying, "Ha, we win. We're going to frack now. We're not. I don't think we're the winners here. If that's the case, if we're going to have to become, becoming less dependent on the Saudis means that we have to step up fracking a lot in this country, I personally don't think it's worth it.
It's absolutely not worth it, but at the same time, you know, our rival, and we're sending a lot of money, we're responsible for, you know, we consume a major portion of the oil on the earth. We're really funding the Saudis here, and it looks like they did hedge their bets, became very oil export heavy, flooded the market. It did backfire. These are the results. Anyway, we'd love to know what you think about this story. Could the Saudis go broke? What do you think about shale production? Is it a necessary evil, or should we just reduce our consumption altogether? That's my opinion. Please log on, post those comments below about the story. While you're at it, be sure to check out the rest of our channel, and of course subscribe to the Lib TV for more.